Yay! We made it. Oh, hang on a sec. Sorry. Have I muted you? I've muted you. There you go. You're on. There you go.
I've told you in 3 different locations to turn your cam on Discord, and you still haven't done it.
I've not turned my camera. Oh, damn it. I thought you were talking about your cam because your cam wasn't on the screen. All right, hang on a sec.
So I was like, chat, I've texted him, I've messaged him in the message box.
There you go. You can see me now. Oh, it's still not on, is it?
No, I still can't see you.
There we go. There we go.
There, now I can see
Everybody
us.
else
Now
can
we're
see
in
us.
sync. I can't do this with a delay.
Right, let me turn the sound off on that.
We finally made it, guys. Finally made it after weeks. Oh, holidays and personal issues and whatnot. We're finally back, guys. Oh, Jesus. I have missed this show so much, man. I have missed it so much. Oh, welcome to the Snowflake Show, Season 3. Yes, it is still technically Season 3. Episode 7. Yes, I've kept track of the Snowflake Show. I'm your co-host, Reganelite, alongside...
I'm Lee Corn.
He is Lee Corn. He's from NASA with his shirt there from NASA. Is that a NASA shirt?
It is a NASA shirt. Yeah, NASA shirt,
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. And over the next hour, guys, we're going to give you the latest news, views, and funny and good warm-hearted stories to share as well. Lee, how have you been?
Tired. A holiday, that was good. Had some illness in the family. It wasn't so good. That's still ongoing, but you know. And then, as Ginger's mentioned in the chat, and that'll be last night. Went a little tour around Manchester. Had something to eat. Saw lots of interesting things. I think lots of traffic jams and getting lost in Manchester. So that was fun. How's your week been?
Oh, that's awesome.
How's your
that's good, man. I'm so glad you got to meet Gingers. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Don't know if I get the chance to, but who knows? Well, maybe when she comes down London, depends. It all depends. But yeah, as those of you who have been following me on my channel, it's been a difficult week or so, guys. I will be addressing some of it next Monday on a special live stream on Monday. It will not be news and politics on Monday. It's going to be one of those deep talk ones we're going to have again, guys. So I'm just giving you a heads up ahead of time. We're going to have one of those deep talks again. Considering this month is Suicide Prevention Month as well, which I think is a very important thing to talk about as well. So given that it is something we should talk about, I'll be discussing that on Monday, guys. So it will not be a news and politics live stream on Monday. It's going to be talk about mental health and all that kind of stuff, guys. I think it's a good time to talk about it. So, but apart from that, like, you know, I'm having some battles, guys. You guys, those of you who've been following me lately, you guys know I've had some battles, and I've just been. You know, I put it all aside for now, you know, and let's enjoy today's show because we got lots to talk about, lots of ranting, and a couple causing the mayhem on a plane.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. Your choice. Just putting that out there. Your choice.
He's going to blame me for that one. But we have a really nice warm-hearted story Lee found a week or two ago, which is really nice, which is going to be a nice one to talk about as well. Yeah. Do you want to say hello? Who have we got in the chat? We've got quite a lot of people in the chat.
So Reganelite's here, that knobhead. Ben Shaw's here. Hi, Ben.
He's been waiting several weeks to say that.
Evening, everybody. Context is here. Duke Vengeance, don't make me come over there. I'll start tinkering. Yeah, okay. All right, Duke. We sorted it now. It's all right. Panic over. Ginger's Giraffe says, I've been cursing Bill Gates for decades. That was because I said that you were cursing Bill Gates as we spoke because your computer crashed. So yeah. Hi Gingers. Good to see you yesterday. Hope you had another good day in Manchester. It's been cold today, but very sunny. It's been nice. Goodly Larry Cat is goodly evenings, everybody. Is Regan busy with a hammer as we speak? I think you might have.
Yeah, I did use the hammer. I did use the hammer. Yeah.
Alistair Kerr says, "Hi all in chat. Technical glitches, guys. Yes, unfortunately. One angry
Yeah, my
pagan's
technical
here.
glitch is not Lee. Yeah, me this time, not Lee.
Ben Shaw says, if it's not working when I turn it off and on, I'm screwed. Yeah, that's kind of limits of technical. It usually works. Though. Usually works. Peter says no, says Larry the cat. Zhao Morero says, good evening. Good Abend, Zhao. Hey all, I met Lee Corn last night. You did, Gingers. I met you as well. Ginger's interesting. Funny story about when Ginger's had a bit of an incident with the toilet yesterday, but there's nothing rude or anything. Just got stuck behind the door. The door wouldn't open.
Oh, it's a door jam, one of those where the door doesn't open properly or lock properly or whatever, and it's just like, ugh. Yeah, don't need the details. Don't need the details.
Yeah. I said to them, because we're about to leave, and we're like the last two people in there, and I said to the manager, I said, yeah, all right, can you just go and check on her because she's been in there for a while, and she's like, oh, you can go in yourself. There's only her in there. I'm like, I don't really know that well enough to do that. It wouldn't be a bit inappropriate to do that, so I'll go and check. So anyway, all went well in the end. So Alison Kerr, contact Xiao Gingers. Contact Xiao. Everybody repeating the same names now. But
Number 3 says, hello peeps, alien bodies discovered in Mexico, it seems.
Have you got a link for it? We'll have a look at that.
Yeah, we need to verify your verify the pictures or video number 3 of the alien bodies discovered.
Yeah.
Or it could just be Trump.
Ginger says the cool weather felt good today. Yeah, after that 30 odd degrees we had last week was ridiculous. Yes, Ginger's. We had a lot of people who were walking to the road, just not completely oblivious to the fact that the cars coming towards us, towards them, and it seemed like a lot of people were just completely looking to get run over yesterday. That was interesting. Lefty Waters here, lurking. Hi, Lefty. Hope you well.
Yeah, we see you lurking. We see you lurking.
We see you lurking there in the background.
Yeah,
in the shadows. Okay.
Shall we dive straight into the news, my friend?
Let's go.
Let's go right into it.
Into the news, if I can find it. You know what? I've moved the news intro now, and now I can't find it.
Oh no!
Right, so I didn't keep clicking it. I've moved it, but I found it now.
Okay. News.
That one.
Oh, and we got a story that dropped literally about 45 minutes ago or so from Sky News. This one was. And the headline from Sky News is the government loses its bid to relax waterway pollutions as the laws rebel. Michael Gove's plan to scrap the so-called nutrient neutrality rules in an attempt to boost house building, but peers voted it down, the move saying it threatened the environment. Levelling Up Secretary Michael Gove unveiled the plan last month, saying scrapping the so-called nutrient neutrality measures would free up developers and lead to 1,000 more homes being built in England. But the Tory amendment introduced in the laws which would have seen the policy tagged on to the Levelling Up and Regeneration Bill, was rejected by peers over the risk it would pose to the environment. Nutrient neutrality rules were first introduced across the EU back in 2017, designed to stop developers from polluting local wetlands and waterways in protected areas where building homes. In practice, it means companies have had to show how they would prevent or offset the pollution in order to win planning permission. Developers claim new homes only made a negligible contribution to the river pollution, so scrapping the measure would help ramp up projects, something Michael Gove and the government agree with. But opposition parties and environmental campaigners said it would lead to even more issues in the country's waterways. Putting the plans to peers, Community Minister Baroness Scott said the powers were necessary and proportionate. She said the current rules had effectively stalled or blocked completely housing development in affected areas and were burdensome and expensive. But Labour's Baroness Jones said the scrapping the measures would set a dangerous precedent. And the forward Tory Environment Minister, Lord Deben, who chaired the Climate Change Committee until recently, said it was one of the worst pieces of legislation I have ever seen, and I have been around a long time. After the vote rejected the policy, Shadow Levelling Up Secretary Angela Rayner called the defeat humiliating for the government and said that the floor plan was just an attempt to score cheap political points. She said, we stand ready to sit down with the government, house builders and environmental groups to agree on a workable solution to build the homes we need. If they refuse this opportunity, ministers have only themselves to blame. Liberal Democrats law spokesperson Baroness Piggott called the vote a great victory, adding the Conservatives have continuously promised not to roll back on our environmental rules. It is deeply shocking that they can't be trusted to keep their word. But posting on X, the Conservative Party said Starmer and Labour just voted to block 100,000 homes.
Why? Short-term politics over the needs of British families? No. Protecting the environment and the water that we all need, and the natural, the nature in general. But no, over the needs of British families. No, I think we need water more than we need more important than 100,000 homes. And they wouldn't. That's a load of
the government don't want to invest though. That's the problem. They want private investors to do it all for them. That's the problem. And it's like you've got to put your hand in your pocket. Like the state has to put its hand in its pocket. I don't care what they have to say. The government has to put their hands in their pocket in this, and they're not putting anywhere near the amount of money that needs to be done for this. There's plenty of what's it called? Brown lands? Is it brown lands?
Brown
lands, is it called? It's not Greenland that they want to build on. It's brown lands.
What's it? It's brownfield.
That's it, brownfields. That's it. Yeah, there's plenty of brownfields that they can build on. I do agree that there has to be at some point. There will need to be expansions on a bit of Greenland, obviously, in some places. I think that's just inevitable. Now, I'm not saying that it needs to be done everywhere. I'm definitely not saying that, but I do think that's an inevitability considering the housing crisis that we are situated in. And there needs to be something done about second, third, fourth homes that people have as well. They need to be addressed as well because we have lots of houses sitting empty as well right now that need to be addressed as well.
So Larry the Cat says lots of brown seas and rivers. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There was a good video actually that I saw today. I'll have to see if we can dig it out. It's like an advert for a campaign to sign a petition against the government's plans. So
you have a look. You have a quick look while I just see who's in the chat.
Okay.
Kendra's here as well. Good to see you both back on the air. Yeah, thanks, Kendra. It's good to see you too. Where were you Saturday night? We didn't see you in the games night. Where were you? We want an explanation. Darren Star said, if it's Teresa Coffee number 3, Ghoster, she's too damn needy. Hello, Simon says 55. Jow, good to see you as well. Good evening, Tom. Hope you're doing well there, buddy, as well. 3D printed hobbit holes is the solution, says one angry pagan. Hobbit homes. There's the solution. That's a good solution there, pagan. You're playing politics is the stupidest argument they could come out with. What they think they are doing in the House of Commons, playing bridge, says Duke Vengeance. Yep. Brownfield sites, says Keir. Yep, that's right. Lots of brown sea rivers. Yep. If you're having royals, they should at least bring you a cup of tea and a cupcake every once in a while, or else what are they doing there, says Jow. School started again, so no guarantees how long I will stay awake. That's all right, Tom. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day, buddy. Good evening, Daily Blase. Good to see you, buddy. We do need to arrange some point, the 4 of us, me, you, Lee, and all Shorts, to do some kind of round get together live stream. I think that would definitely be fun. Hope to can arrange that in the next couple of weeks, maybe if possible. Scoot says I'm gay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not, Scoot. If you can be whoever you want to be, that's my advice. That's my advice to you. I'm from Benfica, says Jow. Tory's got the wrong idea about changing the road layout and Stonehenge. Effing tunnel is unnecessary. Oh, they building the tunnel under Stonehenge. Oh, that's right. I think you told me about that, didn't you? Or something like some kind of bypass road or something. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But have you managed to find a video or
no?
No. Okay.
I'll have a look in the background. It popped up on my on one of my feeds. I can't remember. I couldn't find it. I can't find it now. It's really annoying. But I will endeavour to find it before the end of the show. Um,
What? Anything more to add to that? Really, I mean, I don't know what more they're going to. I'm assuming they're just going to try and push it through at the end of the day. The government, aren't they?
yeah, well, I think they have to now amend that, don't they? So try if they want to
Mm.
put it back through the Lords. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah.
Mm. The next one's quite interesting as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Michael Gove's local council warns of bankruptcy risk after failed Tory investment. The new Lib Dem leadership in Surrey Heath attacks previous Conservative regime for racking up debts of 165 million. Believe it or not, actually, I covered a video not too while ago. There was one council in debt of over £1 billion. I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it
And I
Thurrock?
just think I know it wasn't Thurrock, it was someone else. I'm sure it was. But I was just thinking like just before we read into this, I'm just thinking, how did these debts even occur? And it's just like the mind. It's just mind-boggling,
I mean,
really.
well, part of the problem is that we can go through. Do you want to go through the article first, and then we can?
I'll read a little bit. We don't
Yeah.
need to read all of it because Michael Gove's local council is warning that it faces effective bankruptcy within 2 years after raking up millions of pounds in debt for failed property investment overseen by its former Conservative administration. Surrey Heath Borough Council is in the parliamentary constituency of Gove, who is the Levelling Up Secretary and the Cabinet Minister in charge of local government. The tiny Surrey local authorities, where the Liberal Democrats seized power in May after almost half a century of Conservative control, said its finances were under severe pressure as it struggles with debts worth £165 million, while warning that high inflation and rising debt interest could leave it in an effective bankruptcy. Clearly, he and his colleagues should have been asleep at the wheel for a long time, says Sean MacDonald, the new council Lib Dem leader. You've ended up with this cosy Conservative club in place like Surrey, where the parish, borough, county, and national government representatives are the same people. You really have to ask the question, who's overseeing these things? It feels as if these people are going to the casino and putting it all on black. Oh, here we go. If you scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. The top
So,
20 English councils.
Yeah, so we have here the top 20 English councils with the highest level of debt for their size. Local authorities racked by borrowing level versus their income. Yeah, I did say one was over £1 billion, and there it is. Spelthorpe, a total borrowing 1.1 billion. That's one council, guys.
Jesus, and that's only what borrow to income ratio 86.9 times its income ratio. That is ridiculous.
I thought when I covered it, I'm pretty sure they said that they were closing. They were significant. They cut lots of events. Like they do a lot of events. So any events that were going to take place, basically people would have to basically charity donate for events to occur in the town. And also like the swimming pool, the venue that the leisure clubs own. They would have to close school playgrounds. I don't know if this is the same borough, but there was one I'd covered on school playgrounds no longer being that needed fixing up, haven't been fixed, and they will never get fixed because the councils can't afford them.
Sorry.
That's all right. Oh no, wait, that's not the worst one. Working there, 2 billion.
Woking, yeah, 2 billion, but even that was 62 times its income ratio.
Yep.
I mean,
Thurrock, they're 1.5 billion total borrowing as well.
Yeah.
Warrington, 1.8 billion total borrowing.
You see the difference there. So Thurrock, 1.5 billion is 7.5 times its income, its annual income. That compared to Spelthorpe, which must be a tiny council there, 87 times that's like 10 times. It's effectively borrowing the equivalent of Thurrock borrowing 15 billion. That's how much. That's the equivalent there. Of the size of it.
The source is from Moody's Investors Service, the Guardian graphic, in case anyone's wondering where this is from.
Be interesting to go through those and see who the council's run by. But I mean, one of them. I don't know if you want to carry on with article or.
No, I don't think we need to add more to it. But what I will say is that, as we saw from this article, guys, this is now Lib Dem, but it was previously Conservative. So what you would probably find is some of these are now Labour or Lib Dem controlled, taking over from Conservatives, where the Conservatives have racked up these debts. I think the one that was really hampered was the one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Croydon bankrupt under Labour? Was it, or is it? Was that one bankrupt under Labour? That one.
I don't know. There's 7.
I can't remember, but a vast majority of them were Conservative-controlled councils.
Birmingham is a Labour one, I think. But there's 7 local authorities in Surrey, largely controlled by Tory or Lib administrations included on a list of 20 councils.
Right. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean Northamptonshire was one that went bust. And that was a Conservative one a few years back, and they ended up being completely split into 2 different councils now. There's no one Northamptonshire council.
Yeah, because some of them gambled on investments and they backfired.
Yeah.
Some of them are gambling far more than they should have done, because they changed the laws, didn't they, to allow councils to free up for these investments of some sort, didn't they? They changed the law on what councils could spend and what spend, didn't they, over the years?
I mean, the other issue is that a lot of these councils are having to raise money in different ways because the government is constantly cutting funding to councils.
Yeah.
So every year they're having to find other ways of making money. In my local council, Stockport, which was Labour, the last couple of years it's been Lib Dem, but it's not. There's no Tories left in there. They got completely wiped out in the last council election. Well, they've had to basically sell off parts of the private land, and which is why on the photo, the background that I normally had during the summer, there's big cranes. That's because there's the big massive this what's it here?
The bridge.
The bridge, yeah. The let's call it viaduct, has now got a building on either side of it, big massive tower block, blocking the view of it, so you can no longer see from a distance. You no longer see all the way across. You just right in plonked in the middle of it. On both sides are big buildings which are being built. So that's completely ruined it. But that's because the council needs money to do it. So they need to replace the bus station. So in order to do that, they have to sell all of the land for developers to build flats. Now we need more property, in the area, but it's going to be it's just
desperate times.
Well, these are going to be high cost flats. They're going to be, you're not going to be any social housing involved in that, and it's just gentrifying the town centre, really. So yeah.
But Tory councils a lot run off. Keir says Tory run councils a lot of brown envelopes getting passed around.
Probably,
saying,
yeah. I'll do it without allegedly, I should say.
Yeah, allegedly. Lack of oversight, says number 3 there. So Larry the Cat says, here's an idea, Snowflakes, Daily Blase, all shorts and Max Weekly News Roundup.
I don't know if Max will get involved.
Well, Max has the Sunday roast, so that would be quite difficult to do. To be fair, he has his Sunday roast with political acts, but maybe one day we'll get the opportunity to go on a Sunday roast with Max and political acts. That would be Alex. Maybe one day we'll put that proposal to them at some point. Maybe
there's also Labour Social. We could maybe look at. That's something Graham's spoken.
Yeah, they've got an event coming up, guys, as well, in Manchester. So if you're in that area,
Liverpool, I think it is.
Yes, I'll put the link on our Discord server after the show, guys. If you guys are interested in going,
I think it's next month, isn't it?
Explaining the more debt you have, the less capacity you to get in debt you have, and you keep paying services with debt, they will fail eventually, says Jow. Too woke, that's the problem, says number 3. Yep, that's all because of that woke stuff.
Yeah.
That's where it is. Darren says, hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. We're good, thank you, Darren.
Hi, Darren.
I hope you're doing well, buddy. Gone with the wind. Hey, Simon says 55, says Jow. Tories, that's it. Tories, that is, says one angry pagan. They didn't cut the funding. Birmingham would have. If they didn't cut the funding, Birmingham would have been fine, says Duke.
Yep.
UBI implies common ownership to avoid inflation, communism, or at least revolution, says number 3. Yeah.
What was that? Push through. I think that was we were talking about. Someone else says trying to push through sounds like a complaint of constipation. Yeah. There's that about the Lords, trying to push the bill through the Lords. Right. Okay, should we move on to the next one then?
Yeah, let's jump into the next one, guys. So this is another one that dropped a few hours ago as well. Tobias Ellwood quits as the chair of Defence Select Committee over Taliban remarks. What did he say? Tobias Ellwood has resigned as chair of the Defence Select Committee after 4 of its members called a vote of no confidence in the light of comments he made praising the Taliban after a visit to Afghanistan in July. The Conservative MP said he had been guilty of poor communication and that continuing to serve as the chair would be a distraction, although he insisted that he retained the support of the majority of MPs on the committee. Okay. I believe I have a strong voice when it comes to defence and security, he said. I stand up, speak my mind, and I don't always get it right, so it's right that I put my hands up when I don't. Okay, are you going to apologise for your remarks? Are you going to retract your comments? What do you think, Lee?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so either. His intervention comes before the summer recess left both Conservative comments and Labour opponents dismayed, and his ability to continue as chair of the Backbench Committee in serious doubt. After his visit, Ellwood released a video in which he described Afghanistan as a country transformed. He said that security had vastly improved, corruption is down, and the Ottoman trade has all but disappeared since the Taliban takeover in August 2021. The film made little mention of women's rights, which have been dramatically worsened, and was criticised by Afghan women, military veterans, and several members of the cross-party committee he has chaired since the election. Before I even said that last paragraph, I was just thinking, wait a minute, what about the women?
Well, he is right in one way. It has been transformed. So I just realised my mic's miles away from me. So it has been transformed. Not in a good way.
But not the kind of transformation that people would have wanted.
You know, they basically removed women from society completely, bit by bit.
Yeah.
And you know, all the things that were built up before the Taliban, you know, after the Taliban were kicked out, you know, all the rights that women had, they came in and went, well, you can't have that bit now, and they went, oh, well, this isn't good, and then just bit by bit they've taken it all away. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna move my mic so I'll mute myself.
Just going to see if there's anything more really to add there. Ellwood's replacement will be voted on by all MPs in a secret ballot. Nominations will be restricted to Conservatives because the chairmanship was allowed to a member of the party after the 2019 election. Francesco told the Commons in July that he had been absolutely stunned by the video, lauding the Taliban's governance of Afghanistan, not mentioning that they're still trying to identify and kill Afghan civilians who sided with NATO forces, and also not mentioning the fact that they don't like girls to go to school.
Where is that bit there? Have I missed something there?
They're down at the bottom.
Oh, it's down the bottom, right? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, here.
Oh, Francois.
Yeah, so here, yeah. So you can see where it said they don't like girls going to school. So.
No. When you agree with Mark Francois, that's a dangerous position to be in, isn't it? Things aren't right if you're agreeing with Mark Francois on something. Yeah.
I will say though that why he went to Afghanistan, but did he really go there and say and really speak his mind, or did he not go there and speak his mind because he was afraid of repercussion potentially?
But he could have said, did he say there was a film made in Afghanistan, or he could have waited? He
went there in July, didn't he?
Yeah, but he could have come back and said, look, you know, I'd say those things in front because I was under threat from the Taliban. But he hasn't said that, has he? So, or he could have basically not released the film in the first place.
Number 3 says, at least he's not anti-Islamic.
Well, that's one way of interpreting it, yeah.
Chow says, praising the Taliban is like saying Hitler did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Hitler transformed the country as well. And several other countries at the same, you know, one after another. Transformed this country in one way. There you go.
He transformed the world, to be fair.
So, I mean, if you take it that way, yeah, he did. He transformed America.
He did transform the world.
Yeah.
He brought a lot, but what he done as well is brought a lot of people together after it as well. For, you know, people died as a result of that, the World War, but it did bring people together as well.
There you go.
So.
There you go. There's a positive of Hitler. Thank you. Thanks, Regan, for giving us that. So let me clip that bit up and get you cancelled.
Reganelite made a positive about Hitler.
Reganelite said Hitler wasn't that bad.
Oh, God. I did not say that. I did not say that.
That wasn't the point
you
you're
guys,
making.
I did not say that.
Zhao says, sorry, Regan, too much. Oh, Cathal's here. Evening, lads. You missed that bit, Cathal, I think.
Oh, Cathal, you just missed it. You missed a good bit there. DSD Defence Select Committee, says one angry pagan. Yeah. Well, we'll see who takes the place, but yeah. Reganelite gets cancelled. Yeah, I've already been going to get cancelled. I'm sure. My numbers, my channel's just going to go off a cliff now.
Yeah.
The guy who,
the guy who praised Hitler. Darren Destar says Ellwood didn't really praise the Taliban. He just pointed out some of the stuff that was positive. Afghanistan has always been complicated, and he's an idiot for not seeing all the problems. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to kind of go over there and go, yeah, this is really good. All this stuff has been sorted, but then if you don't mention all the bad stuff as well, and say, well,
I think if he did the positive stuff and then said the negative stuff after, I think less people would have been more.
Yeah.
Less people would have said, okay, they're making progress here, but they still haven't done this here. And he's pointing that out. At least that's okay. Then at least he's saying that, but he didn't point out the negatives, which is what he should have done.
Because the thing is that the whole if the Taliban had come in and women already didn't have any rights, and then they'd gone, oh, we're not giving them more rights, then that's different from actually them coming in, women already having loads of rights, and the Taliban pulling those rights from under their feet. That's different. Yeah. That's a complete negative. Regan Solari Cat says Reganelite hosts his own show, Gammon Brexit News.
Yeah, I'll give GB a call later, guys. Yeah,
he wears his MAGA hat while he's on.
MAGA hat.
He could put his Proud Boys shirt on. Sorry, Regan, taking the mickey. Right.
That's all right. We didn't get no funny videos, I don't think. Have we got any funny videos?
I found a couple, yeah. So.
Oh, you got a couple. Yeah, good. We saved, aren't we? There. Yeah. I was a little bit worried there, guys. Lee's been working in the background while I've been trying to fix my damn computer.
Right. Should we move on to the next one then?
Yeah. What have we got? The next one is that Putin and Kim Jong Un. Yeah, we don't need to cover this too much, guys. But obviously, Vladimir Putin meeting with Kim Jong Un in Russia. They said military cooperation with North Korea is a possibility. So the talks ended in Voskina Space Center. Mr. Kim began his long journey home on his private armored chain, Russian state media have reported. So they had it was pretty clear. There was a video, I don't know if you guys saw the video, when they were actually publicly in front of the cameras sitting together. Kim Jong-un basically giving his support pretty much to a poor, soppy Russian president who is in desperate need of weapons and arms. There, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, it's not good when you're supposed to be a military, one of the superpowers of the world, and you're going cap in hand to North Korea, which can't even feed its population, and asking for their best military equipment. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, not Russia. America did state that they promised further or more sanctions or something if a deal were taking place. So obviously a deal is going to be struck, and America is going to go, we want a sanction or something. But
yeah. So Moscow's indicated they'll help Pyongyang develop satellites in return. Besides advanced space technology, Mr. Kim is also thought to ask for food aid in return. So yeah, basically for help with technology and food, they're going to give Russia some arms, some missile technology or missiles or anything, things like that. So.
The Kremlin had earlier said in the interest of Russia and North Korea were important to them and not warnings from Washington. But Russia signed up to the UN resolution, and Mr. Putin appeared to reference this after the summit, saying that there are certain limitations to military cooperation. They are still part of the G20, aren't they?
Russia are, yeah. They had to. There's a lot of debate about the declaration they made at the G20, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Russia wouldn't sign it.
I did cover the G20 in a video, but they basically were kind of like condemning countries taking territory, but not outright telling
Not pointing
Russia
at
off.
Russia. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a bit of a weird position for them to take at the G20. But it was more about India kind of showboating at the G20.
Yeah. So Zhao says Putin and Kim look like a double set of villains in a Chuck Norris movie.
What are your thoughts on because I've talked about it in my video, what are your thoughts on this new rail line that they're going to be building in the Middle East, connecting India through Middle Eastern countries into Europe? What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't actually. That's the first I've heard of that. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's going to be like building a new. I should bring
like a high-speed train line, is it?
Well, it's basically the idea is to create like do you know like how Europe has built itself up? They want to do something like that to create an increased trade, obviously between India and Asia, alongside with Europe and the Middle East there.
Right.
So the idea is to build infrastructure, and Biden was the one who made the announcement at the G20.
Right.
So America are fully behind this support. But the one, guess which country wasn't on the signature for this project?
Russia, I'm guessing.
No, it's the UK.
Oh, the UK. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can't afford to be.
We weren't kind of in it at all.
No.
And Keir Starmer pointed this out on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday or Monday's hearing. You guys in the chat will remind us. I'll share the link with you in the on the Discord after, mate.
Okay.
So you can have a look at that.
Yeah. So Darren says you've got too many viewers to work on GB News, Regan. So you're safe. Sorry,
can't I take Nadine Doris's spot?
No, she's on the other one.
Okay.
She's on Talk TV.
I wonder who I could replace, guys. Who? Oh no, actually, Dan Wootton needs some time off. Actually,
Dan Wootton,
he needs some time off for other reasons. So,
So Slarry Cat says, "Bet Twompy got jealous Putang stealing his lover Kimmy boy." Dave Bazay says, "I wonder if Putin complimented Kim Jong on his hairstyle with a straight face." Hughes here.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
What was that? North Korea has 1 million soldiers, 6th biggest army in the world. Says Simon says 55.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's mandatory, isn't it, for all men to go through the? They have to have military service, don't they? Pretty sure that's part of their constitution, that they basically have to have military training. So pretty much every single male North Korean in the country has had to have military experience. I think that's it. Duke Fencer says, "You mean the new rail line that will benefit India, Asia, and Europe, and Little England will have no part in it?" Yes, that's the one.
Rishi no mates ain't happy about it. Is he got frozen out? Not even a mention of Global Britain. That's the the cat. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he's not respected.
No, I love how Rishi tried to claim benefit of rejoining Horizons in Horizon in.
He didn't even say Horizon. That
no,
was the thing.
But he was like investment. This new we've announced this investment in technology. Like, what you mean? The thing that we left because of the EU, and now we have to go cap in hand asking if we can rejoin again. Yeah, great. Hugh says coffee required. Hopefully not Teresa coffee.
Stay away from that coffee. I heard it's quite polluted.
The UK will need to go to Beauparis to get to the train like the peasants used to go to the city to catch the train. Sorry, says Zhao. Yeah.
Oh, we could take the Eurostar, but it'll take several months before we can get on one, considering how few of them there are nowadays.
Yeah, there's hardly any running now. I mean, they shut down a lot of the stations as well. The station at Ebbsfleet, which was near where I used to live, that's been shut down, doesn't it? Well, it's not shut, but it doesn't do Eurostar anymore.
Lefty Barrett says Coffee blamed Labour for doing sweet fart about water pollution.
Sweet affair.
How is that Labour's fault? Explain.
Maybe
this. Stop blaming Labour. Like, you can't use that line. It's just people are not stupid. Like, shut up about blaming Labour. They take some ownership.
Like Gillian Keegan saying, like, there's nobody like why does nobody give us any praise?
Yeah, where's my
for not sitting on our backside?
You know,
So
I
I've
do
been
a great job of doing absolutely nothing for this country.
I've been slightly less crap than my predecessor. You should praise me to the hilt. No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Darren says the only reason it's not green is because the lettuce wilted. Yeah. The heavily calorie challenge station manager. I think I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
Let's skip the we'll skip.
We're skipping the next
time.
one.
Why
We're
don't
on
we
50.
skip
We started late, so it's up to you. But yeah.
Nah,
Okay.
skip the barline one.
Yeah.
I'll put that in. I'll put that on Discord for people to read.
Right. Okay.
But if you guys want to look at that one, I'll just tell you the headline for it. The headline is about plans to massively expand UK's largest private jet airports face mounting local opposition. That one, but I'll put the link is in the description if you guys want to have a read. But I'll put it also on the Discord server as well for you guys if you want to have a look at that as well.
Okay. Moving to the next one then.
Yep.
Do you want me to read this one?
Yeah, this was your story. It's a lovely story.
Yeah. So, incredible gesture by pupils who saw a boy crying on bus after his first day at school. So, those kids went back to school last week. A 7-year-old pupil had accidentally got onto the wrong bus home after his first day at secondary school back in... This is from 2018. Hang on a sec.
Maybe they hadn't decided to come out with it yet.
Well, it says a new article, right? Anyway, it's a good story. A mum had a faith in humanity restored. 3 schoolboys came to the aid of a crying and lost year 7 pupil. The 11-year-old had got on the wrong bus and was getting further and further from home. When the kind-hearted trio stepped in, the boy, who did not have a phone or any money, had no means of getting home to Netherton in Liverpool. However, after spotting him crying, Year 11 student Tom O'Brien gave the boy £10 for a taxi, while Year 7 students Harry Campbell and Dylan Robson made sure he got home safe. This is from the Mirror. The act of kindness was shared on Facebook by a mum. Oh, let me get rid of that. And has since gone viral, with thousands commenting on the post to congratulate the boys. Colette Harry's mum said the whole situation restores faith in humanity. She said, it was my husband who saw Harry standing outside the house talking to this boy who he'd never seen before. Harry told Dylan to ring the taxi to pick him up from our house to make sure he got him home safe. Then he walked him to ours and he was stood outside waiting until a taxi came. So, there's Tom, who spotted the boy, and there was Harry, who on the right, who stayed with him out waiting for the taxi to show up. God love him, this little fellow was upset and had got on the wrong bus, and with it being his first day, wouldn't have known very many people either. I asked Harry had he seen the boy and how he was, and he said he was fine and he'd thanked him. I just think it's lovely. I'm very proud of him. He puts faith back in humanity, and that little fellow will know there are good people to help him. Tom told teacher he was just happy the boy had got home safe and was pleased that teenagers are getting some good publicity. His dad, Kenny, has spoken about how proud he is of his thoughtful and caring son. I'm very proud of him. He is a very thoughtful lad and has a great personality. He didn't tell me what had happened until later in the night when he realised people were talking about it on Facebook. He just said he was on the bus asking the Year 7s how they had got on their first day, and he noticed this kid sat on his own looking anxious and upset, and asked him was he okay. The boy said he got on the wrong bus and was getting further and further away from home. So Tom thought on his feet, told him to get off the bus and gave him £10 for a taxi. Dylan's mum Tony said she heard about what happened when her son got home from school. She said he came home, said there was a boy on the wrong bus and he was upset. He told me about Tom giving him money. Now he and Harry had rang a taxi. I asked him how he had known the number to ring, and he said he just Googled it. I'm very proud of him. I would hope that if it was my son in the same situation, someone would have helped him. The boys rang a Delta taxi, and the Liverpool Echo has since learned the driver didn't charge the young boy for the journey. That's nice.
Oh, that's good.
Head teacher of Holy Family Catholic High School, Matthew Symes, said, he's just lovely, and at the start of the year, it really sets the tone for everyone else. Tom is an incredibly thoughtful and all-round good guy. I went to see him after he'd seen a lot of calls from parents about what had happened. He said he was pleased at the publicity, because many 15-year-olds get bad press. But he was just pleased the boy got home safe. But it's like a great example in front of a whole bus of Year 7s. With all that worry and anxiety about the bigger kids. It's a brilliant example of the older pupils looking out for them.
That's awesome. I love this story. It's so easy for kids these days to poke and make fun of those in disarray, and to hear that kindness, just shows just. I also say you got to give praise where praise is due to the parents as well for raising that child the right way as well, because that the parents deserve just as much credit for raising the child the right way as well, because it can in this environment it's very challenging to keep your kids on the right track in this day and age. With social media and everything, the influence that it can have on children. It's very hard to raise kids in this day and age. That is for sure. So fantastic for the parents, and well done for those for looking after him in that situation.
Joe says good kid. Oishin's here. Hi.
Hi Roisin, good to see you.
Oh, you well. Duke says the only thing my parents raised was insults to each other. Okay. Better late than never.
Way to kill them.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, but I mean, my son gets the bus in the morning, and you hear stories like kids like stealing stuff off other kids vaping on the buses, kids vandalizing buses and things like that. And it's so to have somebody actually asking the younger kids how they're doing, and then help him on who's in trouble is really good. Yeah. Heartwarming. So. Okay, should we move on then?
Let's move on.
Right, this one's yours, so I'll let you read this one.
Don't worry, guys. There's no actual images, but
there are images. There are, but the luckily the
it's blurred
pixelated.
Out, so you can't see it anyway. So.
Oh my god.
Oh guys, EasyJet have making the headlines for all the wrong reasons, guys. EasyJet cabin crew exposed a couple after joining the Mile High Club in shocking social media footage. The pair were caught joining the Mile High Club on a busy EasyJet flight from Luton to Ibiza on Friday. Of course, it's Ibiza, obviously. The clip showed a flight attendant opening the door to the plane's bathroom, revealing the man and woman semi-clothed inside. The man then snaps the door back into place as the crew members wearing glasses and EasyJet uniform shirts place heads in his hands. The audio features other passengers erupting into cheers and fits of hysteria. Person recording the clip then as ... I'm not reading that bit. Social media users have also flocked to the comment section to share their hot takes. One person wrote, "The fact that it's EasyJet is sending me into space." Another said, "Ryanair would have charged extra." Others added that they hope it wasn't the pilot, joking about the fella walking down the aisle after putting the best 15-second performance of his life. EasyJet has since confirmed the flight was met by police. The flight was met by police officers after arriving in Ibiza due to the incident, but did not say whether there were any arrests were made. It's not the first time people joining the Mile High Club had made headlines, nor even the most blatant attempt.
Yeah. Just Joe says snakes on a plane. Chow's a snake on a plane.
Metro has previously published footage of equalities and normal couples that didn't even make it into the plane's toilets. Other reports also recently spoke with several flight attendants for behind the scenes of what really happened aboard planes, from champagne hand baths to the fact most staff avoid the in-flight food.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for flight attendants who actually are trying to do their job and doing those flights, and they have such rowdy, nutty people on those flights. I do feel for them when they have to, because they've got to try to they're trying to do their jobs, but at the same time, it's like they don't want to get them to get violent either as well, because it can turn nasty when especially when they're intoxicated and having so much fun. I do feel for flight attendants who actually have to do those flights all the time.
Yeah. Number 3 says, so Larry the Cat says things are easy on EasyJet. Duke says dirty scrubbers doing it on the plane. Jow says anxiety on a plane. Steamy Porthole says so Larry the Cat. Darren says that's why it's called EasyJet. Sorry, snake on a plane, says Jow. Hotel EasyJet, says Jow. And let's have a look.
Don't read number 3's comment.
A very long flight. Did he miss by miles, says number 3?
No, we don't need to know that.
Kendra's left us already. Great show, guys. See you soon. Good night.
I don't blame her. She saw this.
You pushed this too far.
She saw this news article. She's like, right, I'm off. That's it. I'm not coming back again.
Mile high. Either she's laying or she is. Okay. I hope they flushed and washed her hands afterwards. In-flight movie never was so entertaining, says Zhao. People complain about
airplane food.
Shag cabin, £100, says Simon. Says 55. How Simon says.
Yeah, that sounds like Ryanair right there. That does.
Celebrity Cat says, "Come again." Right. Okay. I think on that note, we'll move on, shall we? And I think that just nicely brings us on to that time of the week that we all love. Our favourite West Midlands.
Is this the man that we've missed for so long, guys?
We haven't seen him for a while. Last time he was naked. Or somebody looked like him. He's got clothes. Well, I think so.
Okay, so you can't confirm whether he has clothes on this time.
No, right. So he's back. He's back from holiday. He's doing new articles. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here we go. Adrian Charles' interesting article of the week. Have I told you about the time I split my trousers? That was Adrian Charles' interesting article of the week. I think we learned quite a lot there, didn't we? It was very interesting. Thank you, Adrian.
Where's the details, Adrian?
I don't think you need any more than that. That's all you need to know. He says, "Have I told you at the time I split my trousers?" No, Adrian, you haven't. Thank you.
You haven't. Thank you for telling us. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on. Let's move on. Yes, Duke. Nobody cares, Charles. Yes, Duke. I'm in total agreement with you.
Right, okay.
Ginger Giraffe says, I was sitting next to two people on a plane. Right after takeoff, he pulled a blanket over his lap and she leaned over and disappeared under the blanket.
Oh, my God.
That did not
was
happen.
That next to you?
Ginger Giraffe is making that up. That did not happen. I'm not accepting that. I'm sorry. That did not happen.
Oh, dear.
No, that did not happen.
Shall we have a funny video then?
Hold on. Lefty Boater says, I am much more knowledgeable now. Thank you.
Yeah. And number 3 says, this just creases me. Very good. Very good. Adrian sharted, says Lefty Boater. Cathal says, actually more than I needed to know. Why is your trouser splitting important, said Duke. That's a very good question, Duke. I don't know why he gets to write this stuff. I mean, it's not as if his wife is the editor of the newspaper or anything like that, you know. Charles, such a learned individual, says Zhao. 9, says one angry pagan. Varro nicked pagan.
Ginger Giraffe has insisted what happened on the plane did happen.
It did happen. Okay, well, I'm not going to call you a liar, Gingers, because I've met you. Regan, he hasn't met you. He doesn't know you. So I believe you. If you say it happened, it happened. There we go.
Well, I'm going to say that is absolutely disgusting to
it is disgusting. I'm not saying it's. Well, I'm not saying that, but yeah. Did you see? At the oh no, we're gonna do a funny video. Yeah.
Oh, we've got a funny video.
Yeah, we'll do a funny video first, and then we'll come back. I don't know if you saw there was Apple did an Apple event last night. So we've got an article just covering that.
Welcome to Broken News. Well, the tech world has been in a state of fevered anticipation ahead of the release of Apple's new range of products today. Rumours have been rife around what huge surprises the tech giant has in store for us, and our reporter has the details.
An iPhone that's 1mm bigger, an iPad in a very slightly different colour than the other ones, and a MacBook you can't plug anything into are among the fresh and exciting new range of Apple products announced today. Prices are changing too, with the latest iPhone now available for only the cost of a 2015 Skoda Octavia liftback 1.6 TDI with 16-inch alloy wheels and hydraulic brake assist. And the new iPhone retains well-loved features like an easily smashable screen and a 34-minute battery life. Consumers will also be given the option to put all their data in iCloud or face a firing squad. At the product launch event, a man who isn't Steve Jobs anymore but has stolen his wardrobe, looks a bit like Ellen DeGeneres and talks like a Texas pig farmer, announced a unique new feature, a slightly different charger for every single individual Apple device. How wonderful. Back to you.
Thank you. Well, in a statement just released, Apple's chief technical officer said, "We haven't thought too much about these products. We don't need to anymore because nerds will buy them anyway at the full retail price, and some of them will even queue through the night like proper twats." What a lovely story. Well, that's all from Broken News. You're up to date.
Well, I'm officially up to date.
Brilliant from
Thank
Larry
you,
and Paul.
Broken News.
It's a lovely story. What a lovely story.
They are so good, Broken News. They just have the best news coverage in the world, guys. They really do. They just hit
Up to
you
the
right
minute.
in the face with everything you need to know, guys.
Yeah, keep you updated with the latest Apple innovation.
Yeah, you're right. Apple is like the Windows Visa of computers, says Jow. What a very good analogy there.
Zhao says, I had an apple once, but I ate it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can eat an apple, but if you try eating one of those apples that they're suggesting, you might find yourself choking on it, possibly.
Yeah. That last bit is true. Yes, that last bit is very true about the nerds. They'll queue through the night for it. Yeah. But it's funny because my son came in and went, "Oh, what's the Apple event last night?" He was telling me last night when he got home, and he was like, "Yeah, they've got more rounded corners on the iPhone, and there's like a new color." The thing. I'm like, this is literally just what Larry and Paul said. Literally exactly right. Yeah. Just been slapped around the head with wet fish by Broken News, says like so like cat. That's true. Yeah, that's what it's like. Right. So shall we move on to this one then? On to the next bit. So I don't know if you saw the last night of the proms on Saturday.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a kerfuffle afterwards. I
did hear about this, yeah.
The Brexiteers in an outcry after crowds waved the EU flag at the last night of the proms. I mean, how dare they? How very dare they?
Oh, I know. Do you know what was the worst thing about all this, Lee? Richard Tice was so angry, he was prepared to face Femi in a debate on it. And guess what happened?
He didn't turn up.
He couldn't turn up. He had somewhere else more important to be, and he couldn't debate Femi, which is such a shame. Richard Tice is a man of the people. He was going to do it. But he realised he had to go somewhere else, so he couldn't do it.
Yeah, I remember when the nationalist flag shagging Brexit Taliban embarrassed the whole country's puerile and petulant display.
Yep.
Yeah, so he was complaining about them waving the flag at the European flag at the proms, but he forgot to mention the fact that he also
remove the flags.
Waved the flag at this point.
And we'll look forward in the future to working with you as sovereign.
Yeah, bye.
We don't need to hear.
No,
we don't need
to
hear
hear
his
that
voice.
guy. So that was the view. Lots of European flags. They are European flags. The EU uses it, but it's a European flag. The fact that it's not strictly an EU flag. It is the flag of Europe, the flag of the Council of Europe.
Yep,
so.
and Femi made some when Femi went on. I think it was BBC Radio, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. I can't remember if it was. Pretty sure it was BBC Radio 4 that Femi went on where he was supposed to face Richard Tice, and he basically made a very fair argument. He's saying, yes, it's representing all of Europe, and it's like, well, if you're going to make the argument for EU flags there, well, are we going to make the argument for other nation flags in other events?
Yeah.
And it's just, they're hypocritical. It's just a political weapon is what they're doing.
Yeah. It's a Council of Europe flag, I think, says number 3. I think it is. Yeah, it's used by the EU, but it wasn't created for the EU or the European Economic Community or whatever. It was for the Council of Europe, and it's just been adopted by pretty much every European institution, including the Ryder Cup team uses that flag.
Even the Ryder Cup team have used it. Yeah. But apparently, Lord Vader was asking, "Were you waving an EU flag last night at the proms?"
Waving an EU flag at last night at the proms.
So
Steve Bray.
There.
And here's
Good on
a team.
Steve Bray.
Yeah, there's a team making sure those that want to wave an EU flag have them. They've done this every year since 2016. It's all funded by people like you. next year we want to see more. Every penny counts. So they're called.
Good on you, Steve Bray. Well done, mate.
Yeah, Thank EU for the Music is the team. I know there's another team, the EU Flag Mafia, I think also, but they might be actually working with the Thank EU for the music team for the proms. Yeah, just yeah. I mean, wave a flag, wear your Union Jack if you want. But yeah, Richard Ticey wasn't that happy. But if you want to wear Europe, and we're still European, we're still in Europe. You can't take us out of Europe. We're in the continent of Europe.
I'm sure the Brexiteers will find a way to move our island somewhere down to the Asian coast.
Yeah, they would love to. Yeah. I think there was something I wanted to point out, but I think it might be.
Just have a look in the chat, see what else is there. Daryl, Granny, no teeth, waving her flag furiously, says Sir Larry the Cat. I just speak in German with my family now. Sometimes it works. So do I write it? Jowl says, replying to Bagwin. Big up, Steve Bray. What a total hero, says Sir Larry. Yep, and I even met that guy.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah. The truthful answer would be no. Steve Bray is a legend, says Kia. All singing to the land of. I can't see it.
Land of Hope and Glory, was it?
No, it's not Hope. It's Dope and Glory. That's
Dope and Glory, right?
Dope and Glory, yeah.
So then another thing today, I don't know if you watched PMQs today, but
I was pointless man of all.
Don't bother in opening; it does nothing. So in action PM.
Great, there we go. This is good.
New limited edition in Action Man now with massive helmet.
Brilliant, great. This is great.
In Action Man PM doll now with pull cord talking BS function, and it's got a.
I'll keep that in the box, guys. I'm not even going to take that one.
Does everything the real Rishi does. Contents not much. Price an effing fortune.
Great stuff. This is great publicity.
Yeah.
In Action Man never learns.
Yeah, because the Royal College of Nurses said they weren't invited to today's health round table hosted by PM Rishi Sunak and Health Secretary Steve Barclay. The RCN said it's not a good look for Rishi Sunak to be ignoring nurses again. So
yeah, he was supposed to meet with them today. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is funny. So number 10 has come out and said, "Oh, he's a man of action." Rishi Sunak, and this Twitter user says the man doth protest us too much. Hashtag in Action Man. Yeah.
Was this the PMQs or before?
This is after. Yeah, this is after.
So
PMQs.
They claimed he's a man of action after PMQs.
Yeah,
it's been confirmed that he's an action man
because he called him an Action Man. So yeah. Yeah, and it's the thing of the playing politics again. I mean, he could literally the bingo card. It needs to be written really for PMQs. It's got so predictable now. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they run with this whole inaction man.
Yeah, he seems to. He definitely seems to have struck a chord. Because I mean, he constantly uses the one against Keir Starmer of Captain Hindsight, doesn't he? So it's a good one to get it back. Prime Miniature in Action Man has rattled again, and I think Starmer knows something about the Chinese spy issue. He's setting Tetchy Lurpak up as he did something.
They could have just. There's just one little thing they could have done here. They could have had a mini helicopter, which he should have prepared to take his little mini helicopter around the country because he can't get on a train.
Oh dear. Did he try to pay?
Are you for real right now? Yes, Duke, we are for real right now. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh, buffering. Oh, we had some buffering. No way. Did we miss? We didn't miss anything.
I think it's okay now.
Is it okay now?
I lost you for a second, but now you're back, says Duke.
I hope we didn't miss any of them in Action
Context
Man
says
stuff.
F. Circle of Doom.
Oh right.
In Action Man, RAC Man, the purple helmet, says Sir Larry the Cat.
Yeah. So this is what we're looking at. The Action Man doll does everything the real
Action Man doll. If you didn't see that, guys.
And then the one with the massive helmet. I think we were talking about
massive
that.
Helmet, guys. If you didn't see that one.
And then that one. Don't bother opening it. Does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I still cannot understand what Sunak has done besides parading around in his big boy boots, says Joe.
Well, it's this thing of like on the inflation. Oh well, we're just the plan's working. The plan we've got to tackle inflation, which is basically do nothing and it'll eventually come back down again. That's the plan. Yeah, so brilliant, excellent, well done, Rishi, for your action. In Action Man. Do you remember Action Man as a kid?
I do, because I was. They were my toy when I was younger. Action
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
Yep. I've got none left.
Yeah.
So
Like a
got
lot
rid
of
of
these
them.
things, they all go somewhere.
Like
don't they?
everyone, you grow up, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
some of you probably still kept your childhood toy. I did not, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I think I still haven't found that thing I was looking for, but yeah. Well, we've done an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So we've reached the end of the show, have we?
Yeah, I've got one
Oh.
funny video at the end.
Okay, so guys, first and foremost, can we just say a big, massive thank you to everybody who turned up here on tonight's Snowflake show. We weren't 100% sure if we were going to go ahead, because you just never know with some of these things. And then I had technical issues right before 5-10 minutes before the show went on, but it's all good, guys. And I literally didn't come on here till about 20 past, 25 past, yeah. So it's good for us to be back together, and we will try and sort out something at some point in the future, like try and get a round discussion, myself, Lee, all sorts of Dave Blase. We'll try and see if we can arrange that with them for something like that at some point.
That'd be really
next
good,
week, or that would be really great. Yeah, just talk about news or whatever. I think it'd be really fun and exciting for everyone if we could set that up for us. And maybe at some point we'll talk to, if not with maybe with Graham Hughes on Labour Social, do something with them, or maybe even with Sunday Roast with Max and Political X potentially. So there's lots of options. Lots of options out there, guys. So before you can go, guys, if you can hit the like button, we really greatly appreciate if you can share this across social media, guys. It would be really, really helpful. And if you hit the bell notification icon, you'll be notified of when we go live, which is normally every Wednesday, 9 p.m. UK time. And also, if you're not a subscriber, do feel free to check out my channel in the description down below as well. I know the vast majority of you are, but not everybody is. But if you can, it would be greatly appreciated. Also, we have our Discord community, which I'm about to plop into the chat right there. Boom. That is the Snowflake server. It's completely free to join, even if you never used Discord before. Trust me, I never used Discord before. I only started using it a few years ago, and now I pretty much own my own server. So it takes, like everything, guys, it takes time to get used to it, but it's a great place. It's where we could all come together as a community. We do games nights, music nights, and we also share news articles, can chat to each other, and voice chats, which is what we're going to be doing after the show. So if you want to join us in the voice chat to chat with us directly, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Did I miss anything? Oh, and I will also put a link up on the Discord as well on the general chat of the event that's taking place, the Labour Social event featuring Graham Hughes, Supertansky, Phil from A Different Bias, I think, and Femi, if I'm right. That all four of them, I believe, are going to be together at an event with at the Labour conference.
Yeah, it's a fringe event. So you don't have to go
it'll be at a fringe event, but I will put the link here for you guys for that. For you guys, if you guys want to attend that in the area whatsoever, guys.
Yeah. Just going back to the chat, so Hugh says, in Action Man in his broken down open top Land Rover in a high-vis jacket, hard hat, and a well-oversized pair of Caterpillar boots. Yeah.
Well said.
Yes. This would be all be funny if it weren't so tragic, says number 3. Very true. Chewing Yorkie bars, says you.
Well, I would say my response to number 3 is to say we can laugh about it or we can cry about it.
Yeah.
We laugh about it, to be fair.
Duke says he's almost as effective as procrastination man.
Very good. Very, very good.
Number 3 says, this is a plan, live a lie. Yeah. Joe says, this is really fun, lit up my evening. Lighted up my evening. Thanks, Joe. Says, Alistair says, still have some Action Men, let my kids play with them. That's brilliant. Planet Earth to Portsmouth, are you receiving? Yeah, sorry, no Colin tonight.
Colin was around on Monday, but he doesn't appear to be answering the phone today for some reason, Hugh.
Darren says, "Great, you'll take care, mate. Thanks for reading. Lee, lots of laughs and thoughts tonight. Much appreciated. No worries. It's been good we haven't done it for a while. It's good to kind of go.
Yeah, it's good.
Do this.
Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to find any. Everybody's saying our time. Jeannie's just arrived. You're a bit late. Sorry, Jeannie. Genie Bottle. But you can always watch us back.
You can always watch it back, or you can join us on the Discord community and come
Yeah.
chat with us on there if you want to. You're more than
Zhao,
welcome to join us, completely free.
Yeah, Duke says he's about as useful as Trolley Man. He could save that ship from sinking, but one of the bystanders has to be sacrificed before he can do anything. Right. Just going back one then. So, where was it? Lefty Voter says, still got my first Barbie somewhere, which is a nice segue into the video that we got. So this is, I discovered this on Twitter, I think it was, and it's
Barbie related.
There's an Indian restaurant in Bristol called Urban Tandoor, and they do these parody videos. I think that's probably the best way I can explain it. Just watch it and you'll get it. So this is their come on Bargy, let's go party. You ready? Well, this is to take us out. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you either on Discord or next week. And
yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care as always. Have a great week.
Yeah, in the meantime, enjoy this.
Hi, Baji.
Hi, Kim.
You wanna go for a ride?
Sure I can.
Jump in.
I'm a Baji girl in a Baji world. Eating chutney, it's so yummy. There's curry in my hair, there's spices everywhere. Tandoori flavor, gonna hurt me later. Come on, Baji, let's go party.
Hi, Baji.
Hi, Kim.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Regan doesn't know what to think of that. Right, take care. Bye.